video we'll study about the carbohydrate metabolism. So we'll study about a pathway called as glycolysis. So guys, what is glycolysis? So actually it is a pathway where the glucose is broken down for energy, right? So breaking down of glucose for energy to produce ATP. So ATP is the source of energy in our cells. So this takes place in a cytosol of body cells, and the glycolysis consists of 10 steps. So and it consists of 3 phases. So of these 10 steps, 3 are irreversible reactions and remaining 7 are reversible. So this is a reaction where a 6-carbon molecule is cleaved into 3-carbon compound. All right. So coming to the pathway of glycolysis, so here the glucose is breaking down, right? So we have glucose. So this glucose is converted into glucose 6-phosphate. Here the energy is used where one ATP is converted into ADP. So in the presence of an enzyme called as hexokinase, right? And then this glucose 6-phosphate is converted into fructose 6-phosphate. The presence of an enzyme called as glucose 6-phosphate isomerase. So this is phase 1. Where ATP is used up to form ADP, and this fructose 6-phosphate is converted into fructose 1,6 bisphosphate, where again ATP is converted into ADP. So in the presence of an enzyme called as phosphofructokinase, so this enzyme is called as rate limiting enzyme in this reaction. Right. So this is phase 1 where 2 ATP molecules are used up to form ADP. So the energy is used up in phase 1. And then this fructose bisphosphate, fructose 1,6 bisphosphate is converted into two compounds, namely glyceraldehyde phosphate, it's called as GAP, and dihydroxy acetone phosphate, called as DHAP. Right, and also this dihydroxy acetone phosphate DHAP is also converted into GAP in the presence of an enzyme called as isomerase. and then this GAP is converted into 1,3 with phosphoglycerate. So here NAD plus is converted into NADH2. So this is phase 2, where NADH is produced, and then this 1,3-BPG is converted into 3-phosphoglycerate in the presence of an enzyme called as phosphoglycerate kinase. So here what happens is ADP is directly converted into ATP. So this is called as, this reaction is called as substrate level phosphorylation. Substrate level phosphorylation is the reaction where ATP is directly produced from ADP, right? So 3-phosphoglycerate is in turn converted into 2-phosphoglycerate with the help of an enzyme called as phosphoglycerate mutase. And then 2-phosphoglycerate is converted into phosphoenol pyruvate in the presence of an enzyme called as enolase. And then phosphoenol pyruvate is in turn converted into pyruvate, which is the byproduct, with the help of an enzyme called as pyruvate kinase. Here ADP is produced directly from ADP, so this is also substrate level phosphorylation, right? So this process is called as aerobic glycolysis, where the reaction happens in the presence of oxygen, right? The reaction happens in the presence of oxygen. So this is called as aerobic glycolysis. So in anaerobic glycolysis, what happens is this pyruvate is converted into lactate. So this is a reversible reaction. This reaction happens in the absence of oxygen with the help of an enzyme called as lactate dehydrogenase, where NADH is converted into NAD, right? So this is anaerobic glycolysis, where lactate is produced from pyruvate in the absence of oxygen. So, and also this LDH or lactate dehydrogenase occurs in various forms in our body, such as LDH1, LDH2, LDH3, LDH4 and LDH5. So of this, LDH1 and LDH2 are found in cardiac muscle, erythrocytes, and kidneys, and LDH3 is present in lungs, lymphatic system, and platelets. LDH4 and 5 is present in liver and skeletal muscles. Right, I hope you guys are clear with glycolysis. So coming to the clinical significance, so we studied about a rate limiting enzyme called as phosphofructokinase. So the deficiency of phosphofructokinase, it causes hemolytic anemia, due to impaired glycolysis. For the reason being, as we all know, the erythrocytes and they don't have mitochondria, so they can't produce ATP, right? So the absence of phosphofructokinase in our body causes hemolytic anemia due to impaired glycolysis. And also you have the enzyme pyruvate kinase. So pyruvate kinase deficiency in our body also causes anemia. Right, so it's all about glycolysis. I hope you guys are clear. Thank you for watching.